Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, hasham, Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. So today, what I want to talk about was the image of who the world calls Jesus, whose real name is Yahawashi, according to whose real name is Yahawashi in the ancient Hebrew. Now, for many years and centuries, our people have been taught that this is the image of who the world calls Jesus. You go to Google and type in Jesus Christ, you get this. It shows this white boy. You go in these churches, especially these white churches, you got a picture of this guy. Well, this is blasphemy. Blasphemy. This is a false image. The Lord does not look like this. The Lord does not look like a white boy, a punk Edomite white boy. Esau. And I'm going to prove it with the scriptures. Alright, say this. Alright, verse 13, okay. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and then girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Now let's read that again. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. This guy's hair is not white like wool. This guy has stringy, dark hair. Now we all know that woolly hair is like sheep, like a sheep had. Like the hair on the sheep, the fur on the sheep. Woolly hair is what a so-called black man has. A black man has woolly hair. The texture. So the scriptures say that the texture of his hair is woolly, is as wool. And this guy does not have woolly hair, nor is it as white as snow. This is a false image. And that's strike 1. Let's go to strike 2. Alright, verse 15. Oh yeah. And it also says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his eyes are not as a flame of fire. Alright, verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So verse 15 says that his feet was like unto the fine brass. Now we all know that the color of your feet is the same color as the rest of your body. And this guy's skin is not like unto the fine brass. This guy's skin is pale, red. His blood shot forth through his skin. He's translucent. So that's strike 2. This is a false image. This is blasphemy. This image has been pushed on our people so that when they by a so-called white man. So when they think of Jesus Christ in the head, they got this white boy in the head, man. And it's disgusting. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice like the sound of many waters. So Okay, so I went to Google and I typed in the color of brass, and basically, brass is a derivative of brown, different shades of brown. So this is what brass looks like. So it says, his feet like unto the fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace. So you take the already brown, the already dark color brown, and you burn it in the furnace. And what color is it gonna be after that? Very, very dark. It's gonna look black. You take the already brown, it says it's burnt in the furnace. That is very, very dark. And this guy looks like the exact opposite of a very, very dark color, man. This guy's pale as I don't know what. And this image does not match the scriptures. The so-called white man put this image up to fool our people and to please himself. Because the so-called white man knows that he has nothing to do with the Bible. The Bible deals with the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Bible has nothing to do with the white man who is the wicked. So the white man has no business even touching the Bible. But here it is, he want to be all holy and stuff. And he's the wicked. Check my head. Yeah, so this image does not match the scriptures. But according to the Bible, this is what the Lord looks like. This matches the scriptures. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot, and the girth about the paps with the golden, with the golden girdle. And his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. His hairs and his head are white like wool, and his eyes are from a fire, as shown in this picture. And his feet like unto the fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace, and his voice like the sound of many waters. And I just showed you guys that brass is brown, and you take the already brown and you burn it in a furnace. So this picture matches the scriptures. Now, I'm not saying that this is what he actually looks like, but this matches the scriptures of. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is a good representation of what he looks like. I'm not saying this is what he actually looks like, but the scriptures give a good idea of what the Lord looks like. And this is a lot closer than whatever this is, this pump. And I got another scripture. I got another scripture for this too. Alright, so this is Daniel's 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine girdle of Uphaz. Verse 6, his body also was like beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lambs of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color of polished brass, and the voice of his words like the multitude. Oh, It's like in the voice of his words, like the voice of a multitude. So in that scripture, in verse 6, it said how his arms and his feet like unto polished brass. And I just covered that brass is brown. And the scriptures said that his color is like unto the fine brass, then burnt into a furnace, which leads to a very dark color. But yeah, this is what I want to cover. Hope this is edifying. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Shalom.